Friends, welcome. Welcome to the webinar hosted by Office of Interest session. As you know, we have been trying since 11th April to educate the printers sitting at home. I will say it is an ideal time, not idle time. So definitely they learn many things. First, we started how to be safe at home. Then how to keep your machines safe during COVID because there's a long lockdown and machine was ideal. Then there was another series that how to do business after COVID. This is third of those series. As you know, in India, SME printers are more than 85%. Small, as we say, we have 250,000 printers in India, out of which more than 85 to 90% are small or micro. Real misery for them will start when this lockdown will be lifted, when they will start their presses afresh under new normals, the new thing they have to face. But today is a very important thing. In these days of Industry 4.0, everything is becoming remote controlled. So why not the printing can be remote controlled? How can we do the business sitting at home? Sitting at home, not ideal, but ideal. We can look at the jobs which are there and how we can handle these. Many of you might already have purchased something from Amazon or other websites. Can you sell your products? What are the requirements? What is e-commerce? What is digital marketing? And how can you control your products or sell your products through social media? Today, we have with us the top brands of the world, not of India, of the world, dealing in these things. They are here on our request to educate you, to modernize your business if you wish to survive. That is the only way of survive now. Do the business in these new normals in that way that you can be able to sell your product not only in your area, not only in your city, not only in your province, not only in your country, but all over the world. That should be the target. That should be the target of every printer of India. Today, we have with us Dr. Lakshmi Priya. She is PhD in computer sciences, so most relevant subject for her, and she's the head of department of printing at Avinashalingam University, Coimbatore. Not wasting much of your time, I would like to invite her to start today's webinar. She will be moderating, and the system, as we have already, many of you are already joining our webinar, you know that the speaker will speak for 5 to 7 minutes. Then we have discussion, and you can write your answers in the question answer box. Or if you want to discuss anything with the panelists, you can discuss directly on chat also. All these things are open to the viewers also. So thanks to my panelists who have spared their valuable time for Office of Interest session. And I wish to invite Dr. Lakshmi Priya to start the proceeding. Dr. Lakshmi Priya, please.
Thank you, Kamalji. Good morning, everybody. It's indeed a pleasure to be moderating this session. We have a good set of speakers this time. They are all from the IT industry. So we have 6 speakers. We will go on to the first speaker. We will start with a young entrepreneur. We will start with the young entrepreneur, Mr. Vishnu Prasad. He is the CEO of Bright Bridge Infotech Private Limited. He is a first-generation entrepreneur from Coimbatore, a digital media and advertising enthusiast. He's a school dropout. Oh, that's a wonder. I think this is the first time we are having a dropout in our panel. I think out there all the participants should be very excited. When he was in class 7, he has been reviewing laptops and mobiles online, and he has received a check of $65. And then this motivated him to start his venture. He totally dropped out of school eventually and started the Bright Bridge Infotech Private Limited. This deals with search, social, and display advertising solutions. He has also received the Icon of Coimbatore Award. Vishnu Prasad, we would like to hear from you, and the printers would like to get motivated by your talk. Please.
Of course. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for having me here and appreciate the introduction that you offered me, ma'am. So today I wanted to touch upon three different aspects of the future of digital and printing, and also touch upon what we are working on, and that is aligned with empowering all the offline businesses reach out to the audience and continue with their business seamlessly, particularly at a time when there is this COVID crisis going on. To give a short introduction about Brightbridge Infotech and what we are doing currently at our company, we are a team of 30 people now, and we manage campaigns on behalf of clients and also our own internal portals, and spend in excess of $3-4 million every year in advertising across different platforms operated by Google, Facebook, and different advertising media channels. And we are primarily a performance marketing company, but recently we also started building SaaS products to support with the automation of sending emails, sending SMSs, etc. for our clients based on certain rules. And one of the clients we are currently working with, we started building an assisted commerce model that could enable all the vendors and all the B2B customers they are serving to reach out to the customers directly. And I think here we have On Print Shop and others who are offering a solution for the printers to reach out to the customers digitally. Probably I think I can share with you guys my screen and touch upon a little bit of the product that we are trying to do, and how you could make use of this thought process and apply it in your business, and try to win the customers back digitally. Let me share my screen. So there are three aspects of successfully conducting a digital business. So this is one of the products. This is actually not yet launched. This is one of the SaaS plugin that we are building for the retail industry right now. And three aspects that I wanted to touch upon. Once again, I'm repeating. The first thing is, everyone who are in business should start collecting the data if you have already not started to. If you are running a small print shop, if you're having a set of 1,000 customers, you may be having their mobile numbers, you may be having their email addresses. So this is core data points that you have. And with this data, you can actually create custom audiences in platforms like Facebook and Google and try to advertise in front of them. So the best people to market your products and services to digitally are your existing customers. And if they are having a need, and you want to be the first person coming to their mind when they want to get started, you have to have their data and set up sequential campaigns across different channels. It could be text messaging, it could be emails, and it could be social outreach. So this is one of the tools that we are building that would help all the offline businesses unlock the power of the brick and mortar data that they have. And the second thing is something I already spoke about, which is multi-channel marketing automation. So it's important for today's business to reach out to the customers in different channels. As the email open rate has started declining significantly, the open rates in other channels like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and social retargeting has significantly increased. And if you run campaigns and promotions in these channels with the proper tracking mechanism, you would be able to assess the efficacy of these things and make use of these channels in today's time. Because today, video consumption in India has grown 30 times in this last 3 years, 30x, which means the cost of impression is significantly lower than most of the other channels. And you will be able to create a lasting brand impression when you even make a PowerPoint-like presentation video and run it for 10 seconds and showcase it among your audience. That would also help you build the brand loyalty. And currently, most small businesses struggle with the management of the social media accounts because it requires manual interface and management. So one of the tools that we are building will help automate it in terms of coming up with the skins and the templates in which people can do the posting, and also show the recommended content and the nature of content that is consumed by people the most, shared by people the most, and that are all going viral. So with all of these inputs, businesses can schedule for the next few months what they want to post in the social media. So these are all the practices that you can follow internally yourself using different tools that are available in the market. It's not that it's not built in already. This is something we are working on, and this is something that you can make use of. Posting in your social media accounts regularly and communicating to all of your audience across channels and automating it instead of having to think every time when you want to run a campaign. And the last thing that we are currently working on, that I think tech providers who are in the call could provide all the print shop, is to enable the printers to sell things that are distributed and offered by someone else. Like in the United States, businesses like Printful, some of the businesses that we are ourselves promoting is Printify and Printful. So a lot of existing printers who are not having competencies and capabilities to print at a bulk scale, they go for vendors like Printful, where so many printers are actually enrolled, and digital marketers would be promoting the products and the offerings that are listed by printers there. So one could either be acting as a marketer or a printer in channels like this. So this is for the international market. I do not have a clue about how evolved digital printing ecosystem in India is, but something like Printful is huge, and we ourselves generate hundreds of customers for Printful every day, right? So this is the message that I have for today. A, focus on automating your marketing and try to stay engaged with your customers. B, leverage your B&M data that you already have and schedule campaigns. C, leverage an existing solution that somebody else is offering to digitally offer your products and transact with your customers. And one more thing, as we read in the book Permission Marketing, I'm done in another 30 seconds. So it requires us to hit a user 27 times to earn the brand recall. So don't feel shy of reaching out to your users again and again. People see hundreds of marketing messages every day, and as long as your messages are comfortable to read and not so pushy and interactive, understanding the pain points of the customers and trying to provide a solution for them, everyone will respect that communication and appreciate doing business with you when they have a need. So that's all I have for today's session. And any questions, I'd probably attend whenever it occurs. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishnu. So that was wonderful. I think the participants there would have understood how important it is to go onto social media and how important it is to get their data in place and put them in the right place. As you say, email is no more the popular one. Even a few seconds of video, putting it online should make the change. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
We will move on to the next speaker. Our next speaker is Mr. Anjan. Mr. Anjan Prasad, the founder and CEO of Nobortu World. He is into digital marketing and communications. He has been the former digital head of Art of Living Group and ex-director Mindshare Group M. He's an avid speaker among the industry and also a visiting professor to the academicians. He has also consulted a large number of businesses across continents. Nobortu World is a social media startup company based at Bangalore. Their mission is to empower business across the globe by creating brand love. That's a new thing that printers, I think, we need to know, and they are driving the business growth. The mantra that Anjan Prasad uses is, marketing is to create, influence, and meet the demand. Over to you, Anjan, sir.
Thank you, Lakshmiji, and good morning, everyone who is joining the session. I will quickly talk some numbers and pointers over over a decade what I have been doing across multiple markets and across different businesses. So when we say online advertising and marketing, it is not just doing social media. It is right from having a good online presence, maybe a website or a e-commerce, and then increasing the visibility of your website by doing search engine optimization and different techniques, so that you can reach out to people more and more. To give you an example, um, every month more than 1 million searches are happening on Google, where people are asking for help from printers, offset printers near me, bulk printing services in Bangalore, bulk printing services in India. There are plenty of searches happening every month, and I was just going through that data. It's more than 1 million. So it gives you a huge potential to tap into these markets. So when you have a good online presence, when you have a website, when you have some mechanism to reach out to people, to generate inquiries, you can then nurture those inquiries through different channels and platforms, be it email or SMS or Facebook messages or display ads or search ads. So there are various ways you can do it. And as Vishnu said, the marketing automation has evolved a lot, where I'm not sure that is the stage where you guys can go, but you can start with a simple reaching out to the people. You start with simple Google and Facebook ads. People who want to capture the large orders, where you want to reach out to the procurement head or the buying head of a company. LinkedIn is a platform where all the professionals are connected. It gives you all the data cuts and filters you want to apply. For example, 500 plus company based out of Delhi deals into magazines and books, and then you reach out to them. So, and then you can show your brand communication in a form of a video or a message or a banner or various content formats are there. Are there. So you can do that, and similarly it keeps on going. So apart from that, you need to also have some sort of, as Vishnu rightly said, that you need to start capturing the data. So there are very simple tools available in today's time. There are free trials also. You can do that. I mean, all of you can reach out to me after the session. If I'm not able to answer anything, I can share a lot of free tools and where you can go and keep your database of your customers. The any product or offerings or discounts goes on to them automatically through SMSs. You can personalize the messages. You can send some new thing you have developed in terms of a packaging or in terms of a design which you have done for client A. You can send it to all your previous buyers or prospect buyers, showing that you can do this kind of work also. So as an online channel is a great channel. It is a democratic channel. Anyone can go into this channel. The cost of reaching out to customers is very, very less. I will quickly touch upon a lot of pointers. So when I say small businesses, for example, Pizza Hut India, right? So they were struggling very hard, like 4 lakh rupees a sale a day they were doing in Indian market. I took it to 80 lakhs per day. They were selling pizza, right? It is very much possible to do that. If I go much micro level, plumber in US, I used to do campaigns 10 years back. My team was doing campaigns for plumbers, saloons, and such micro level people also do online advertising. They also do social media, and it is not a very costly affair. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Just 1 or 2 consultant you can approach to. They can take a minimal amount of money and they can guide you how to reach out to them. So if the plumber is able to generate money, their charges are like $10 an hour. They come, they fix your tap water or whatever. So if they are able to do that, then I'm sure India market is quite ready after the geo effect, right? The online consumption is very much. If I talk about some data, there are 150 million active internet users in India, 850 mobile phones we have, 700 smartphones we have. There was a feeling that advertising and marketing is a costly affair. It can only be done to premium ones and not the lower ones. You can just think about, even a farmer today has a smartphone, and they also use Facebook. They also read news in vernacular languages. And most importantly, when I was looking for Art of Living, they deal in 110 countries I was taking care of, right? So in 110 countries I was promoting yoga, their FMCG products, their foundation, their donation work and everything. So vernacular is very, very important. Vernacular means like you can talk to your customers in Gujarati language, Marathi language, Tamil language, English, Hindi, whatever languages you can reach out to them in that. That also is pretty much available. You can know who you want to reach out to. So in very simple word, if I want to summarize, it is very much possible. You just think of a scenario, think of a case that I want to target a person who is stopping in on a signal of a city. I can, or any marketer can do that today. You just say that I want to reach out to a person who is giving bulk order of printing services in Delhi, who has done that. I want to reach out to them. That is also possible. I want to reach out to a person who is a procurement head or a buying head or who deals into the printing purchase process in a large company. How to reach out to them? It is very much possible. It doesn't take much of a money. Digital is the most cheapest platform where the cost is very less, but at the same time it gives you a huge potential to reach out to them, and it is more interactive. A two-way communication happen. I know that it is at a very initial stage for you guys to talk at that level, but yeah, I'm very sure with help of us, and I'm always available during this Corona time. I'm helping a lot of startups and big businesses to get the first step towards online advertising and marketing and capturing the business from there. So I think I will wrap up myself there, and I'm happy to take up any questions anyone has. Thank you.
Thank you, Anjanji. So you have told us that advertising is not a costly affair and it can be done with ease, especially with the freewares and free tools that are available online. So as printers, we were wondering if email is not going to reach very well, then what other things means are available? And you have mentioned that there are free tools. And you did say that content like banners and small videos should be circulated and shared. And banner is our forte. As printers, designing is our forte. I think we can do a good job on that side. And the digital media also, you have given us an opening. There are free tools. Very true. Of course, blog also can be used as a small level website. So thank you very much. That was a very nice, interesting insight. Let me share the PowerPoint and we will move on to the next speaker. The next speaker is Mr. Sanil Nair. He is the Vice President, Software Engineering, Electronics for Imaging. Now we have somebody from the printing side. Electronics for Imaging, EFI, is familiar in our industry. So Mr. Sanil Nair has about 26 years of experience in software development. He has worked in R&D and product engineering management. He works on e-commerce, ERP, MIS, SEM, and cloud-based software products. EFIs having clients all over the world, and the world's largest print and packaging companies are their clients. Mr. Sanil Nair has gained his leadership qualities to such an extent that he's a member of the Leaders Excellence at Harvard Square. So please share your leadership insight also with us, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Lakshmi ji. Are you able to hear me? Yes. So good morning, everyone. What I'm thinking about, I don't have any particular presentation. So I was thinking about sharing some insights, primarily what we've seen in the world, actually globally, because in the last 5 months or so, we've seen the pandemic go all the way from Asia to Europe to Americas, and now back to India as well, right? So how the world has actually been dealing with it, especially in print and packaging industries. And also, I will just give a short introduction to EFI and potentially some capabilities or online tools which we have available, which the users can actually experiment with if they would like to. And additionally, would be happy to answer any questions later on. So just to give a quick introduction, EFI is a global company, about $1 billion plus revenues, specifically focused in print and packaging domain. And some of the world's largest printing and packaging companies, which includes like UPS Store, Alpha Graphics, RR Donnelly, and Bestrock, and all of them are actually our customers. They use our global online solutions, especially cloud-based ones. And also, we have some of the largest customers in India, like Manipal Industries, Repro India, Chroma Print, Meghdut Packaging, so Srinath Rodopak. So many of these large companies are our customers or clients. And also, we have an array of solutions. If you look at anything in print and packaging industry, if you require software solutions, we have the entire suite of solutions available. And while our previous speakers talked about how do we get in front of the customers through marketing, right? Digital marketing. How do we, after we get in front of the customers, how do we actually sell them? That's where we come into picture in terms of setting up virtual print shops and publishing products through the virtual print shops through web-based, mobile-based, all of that, and also allowing automation, meaning capturing all these orders, and of course, it also allows digital marketing within the solution itself. Like if you look at, I would take some examples. UPS store in the US, and it is one of the largest print chain in the world. They have about 4,700 UPS stores in US itself, printing stores. And when the pandemic hit it, a majority of the stores actually, they had to shut it down. But if I were to look at it, their online solution, which is provided by us and we host it for them, we see a significant increase in orders through the online, meaning the cloud-based solution, right? And it's the same case across the world as customers, and of course, UPS and other large companies already have a digital strategy. But what we see in the industry right now is that traditional print providers who are, who would call up a customer, potential customer, prospects, they visit them and look at getting an order in. Now they can't travel, and they, it's harder to do that, right? So what we see in many places in Europe, especially because they have already kind of come out of the peak, what we see is they're trying to increase the digital presence to target the customers, meaning there are a variety of tools like VDP, that is variable data printing, and also cross-media campaign, meaning, for example, let's say if a large end customer has a campaign which they want to run, they don't want to print and start with the campaign. They want to actually start the campaign online through email, SMS, and all of that. And once they receive some sort of traction, then they want to print and then ship the print pieces, as an example, right? And even in this case, if you look at some of the customers are getting innovative, the print customers, and they are actually trying to host the entire campaign as well as printing for the customers. Olden time, they would only do the printing. The marketing was done by somebody else, right? So they are right now saying that, okay, I can actually reduce the cost. I can do the marketing as well as the printing and shipping for you. And including many customers actually have now even started to do fulfillment. What does that mean is not only I will print or do the campaign, then print and produce the materials and warehouse them and distribute to the right places. For example, if there's a large, let's say the pizza shop Anjan talked about, right? The Pizza Hut or any of those things. And they have the global presence or an Indian presence throughout the country. And whatever printing you are doing for, whether it is on the box, whether it is on the menu side or wall hangings or all kind of materials they may have available. So you wouldn't want to print and produce it and ship it to one location, and the customer is taking care of the distribution. So even customers, the print providers are actually venturing into fulfillment, which means entire value chain they would manage for the customers, meaning not only get in front of the customers, end customers, print them, produce them, warehouse them, distribute it to the right locations so that the customers can get it at the end location. So the solutions which are available enables them to do the entire value chain for them. right? That's a big area where a lot of standalone print companies have moved into, because what customers are looking is actually, I want to spend less dollars or less money, but increase the value, right? And that's a big one. And also, if I were to contrast print to packaging, and in the COVID situation, packaging actually globally has not been affected. It hasn't affected them much, because many countries, packaging is essential service, because they have to do food packaging, labeling, and all of that, right? And so many of our customers, we see the packaging volume, the order volumes have increased. But at the same time, there are certain type of industries where the packaging also has come down because of the touch related issues. For example, if you have small customers, boutique stores, which would sell cosmetic items packaged in good containers, or things which are probably people would not be very comfortable to order online at this time. Sometimes even food in that cases. So in those kind of scenarios, they are trying to make it touchless. For example, even EFI, we actually provide a solution which would allow customers, meaning our packaging customers, to design online three-dimensionally packages and provide custom targeted messages and allow them to deliver to the end customers. And Amazon is the largest the retail customer in the world, and they actually provide packaging. They are the largest consumer of packaging in the world, by the way, because they have to package everything and send it to customers, right? So many locations in the United States now, they're actually using some of our solutions to when you let's say, for example, somebody is to buy clothing or any item, essential item, based on their buying patterns, Amazon determines there are certain type of key messaging, or they want to market additional products to them. So they use our solutions to not only customize, meaning automatically customize this messaging or marketing images onto the solution, and also digitally print them using our Nozomi printers, which is a very large printing machine, which can do all these things at industrial scale at a very high throughput. And so our solutions automatically connects to these machines also, not only sending orders to reduce the time it takes to print and cut and package and then send it to the end customer, so that they can put in the material and sell it to the or ship it to the end of the customer, right? So that's kind of a landscape what we are seeing. Again, there is an initial shock where, okay, physical shop is getting closed, and a lot of these order volumes are going down and all of them. But there are companies who are innovative. They know that if they have to come out, and you'll have to remember, there's a lot of, I'm not going into the financial side of the equation, but there are going to be money crunch, there are going to be credit crunch, and not all the companies are going to survive for sure after the COVID is over, right? So those companies which would survive would be the ones which would adopt transformation, right? And digital is in the middle of that transformation, meaning how do we start to use this downtime wisely and look at what potential opportunity to increase end customer reach and targeted reach, meaning what is important to them, not general things, right? Important to them, using digital media and things like that, which our folks talked about earlier, and reach and get them very quickly with the less time and cheaper, meaning cost efficient. So that means you have to ensure automation is there, and also reduce the material wastage and things like that, right? So that's where this real leadership would come in, right? And I would think, and we are already seeing that in other parts of the world, the smaller companies are shutting down, and larger companies are trying to acquire smaller companies wherever possible, and things of that nature. But we can definitely see a large set of customers who are actually increasing their digital presence, trying to adopt these new strategies to differentiate themselves in the market. And that's the key to really coming out through this COVID situation. And I don't know, there's not a lot of time I can keep talking, but So I'm going to pause there and see if there are any questions which I can answer later, and I can provide a lot more insights. As I said, our solutions, especially if you look at EFI, our market direct digital storefront, that is the world's leading web to print solution as well as, but it's not just a web to print. It does fulfillment, it does production, it connects to ERP and MIS and everything, which we also have, and provides hundreds of millions of transactions through the year for our customers. We host them. And also we have hundreds of thousands of users online, and they are all set up in such a fashion people can actually start with a very small investment in a subscription model. They can have a virtual storefront, they can publish their products and then start to produce. And then as they see the order volumes pick up, they can actually start to add more capabilities like a digital payment gateways, which maybe you will start with, of course, and then produce them more efficiently through connecting to ERP and MIS systems. If you don't have one, we can give you that, and then connect it to the machines, start collecting data, not only from the customers, which we will have, and also collect the data from the production itself, right? So that we can be more intelligent, and we have mostly artificial intelligence and ML-based algorithms, which actually will tell you which customer, what is the customer's buying pattern, what are we seeing in industry, and how typical influencing factors are influencing it to go up or down, and what we should, and there are solutions which we have which would tell the customers what you should be selling to who. And that level of sophistication we can reach. But of course, we have to start somewhere. That starting point is critical. And almost variety of platforms would have different ways to get them onboarded. But it's pretty simple to do, as a variety of people have already talked about. But you have to, if we have to survive, collectively, you have to invest that time, look at the solutions, figure out what you want to do, and go out with that plan. And as we were saying, it is very easy to see, okay, there is a huge problem. How am I going to survive tomorrow? Yes, that is a real problem. But plan for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, meaning a little bit longer, because that crunch will come even bigger at that time. So I'm going to stop there and allow others to speak as well. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Sananji. You started off very well with nice IT jargons. You said virtual print shops, digital automation. That was really very jittery. But then you took us through the roadmap and said that all we need to do is remember some little bit of VDP, a little bit of cross-media campaign, and those terminology was familiar with us. And then you said a small, we start taking up a small package of yours and have a virtual print shop and slowly grow. That is the need of the hour, because the digital is the only media, internet, social media, online is the only media that can reach out to people in situations like COVID. And that's the currently bright hope for us, especially for people who are looking for survival. And we need to adapt with the technology and talk about Industry 4.0, etc. So on these lines, we have our next speaker. So let me introduce the next speaker, Mr. Ashish Mithal. So Mr. Ashish Mithal is very close to our industry. He's basically a graduate in printing technology and who shifted over into the IT industry. So he had his campus placement in Protect Machineries, but later studied software, joined Quark, and later on became a full-fledged software developer. He has worked in print-related software companies. He has started his own company, Yugasa Software Labs. Prior to Yugasa, he has been working for about 16 years in software development domain. And presently at Yugasa, they make mobile apps, e-commerce solutions. They make use of artificial intelligence, machine language, and IoTs. So let's hear from a printer what AI, ML, and IoTs are. Over to you, Mr. Ashish.
Thank you very much, Madam Lakshmi, for introducing me. And thanks everyone for being present in the conference today. So I'll start with a quick introduction. So we're based in Gurgaon, and we specialize in developing custom software solutions around artificial intelligence and machine learning and mobility. So today I'll be talking about Industry 4.0 and how is this going to impact the printing industry is what we'll be discussing. So since the advent of computers, it took us more than a decade to discover internet and start using it. And after internet was introduced, it took us less than a decade to reach to mobility and start using mobile apps in everyone's phone. Now, as the technology is growing, so leaping towards the next step in technology and leaping towards the next growth is much faster. It will not take us a decade to reach to the next level. And that's what we'll be talking. And as Sanil just now mentioned in his discussion about machine learning and artificial intelligence being the next level. So I would like to just mention, first of all, like whatever the earlier speakers have talked about, the kind of technology which is already prevailing in all the industries and is now important for printers also to take on, that's the bare minimum I think is required. In fact, as the growth of technology is faster now, so it is the next level is also coming soon. It is faster, and I would like to share insights as to how printers should start being ready for the next leap while they're starting to adopt the basic and bare minimum technologies. So there are a few case studies I'll be discussing, and I'll let you know how artificial printing industry and how will they benefit soon. So now I know that
Ashish,
like who owns offset. Yeah,
your voice is breaking.
are you able to hear me? Okay,
Yeah.
am I
If
clear
it's
now?
if it's too much, then I would share the screen and you can shut your video if the delay is high. Please continue.
Okay, sure. So the printers generally face a problem of setting up the best possible print in the initial runs of the offset. So now just imagine a possible case study where the machine is intelligent enough to understand what is the best quality output. So you're not required to go for a manual intervention in understanding if the best print has already been achieved. Rather, machine understands that, and that is very much possible also with the help of a technique called image recognition. So as soon as the first print is reached, machine will understand if the print is best. If it is not, it will automatically direct itself to adjust the cylinders with the help of IoT technique and let the other print be shooted. And if the print is good, so it completes the run. So that eventually reduces the print rejection waste and leads to a lot of optimization into manual resources and the kind of problems which generally happen due to manual errors in adjusting the cylinders to get the imposition done. So this is one of such small tasks, but then yes, when it counts to the kind of rejection happens during the imposition settings, so these smaller artificially intelligent techniques can start making the machines intelligent enough to save these kind of problems or these kind of wastages. So yet another similar possibility with the help of AI and machine learning is to make the machines smart enough to start communicating with each other. Now just imagine a possible case where the production in charge shoots a print on two different digital offset machines or maybe printers, and he queues say for example 10 jobs in the first printer and queues 3 jobs on the second printer. After the first 3 jobs and both the printers are done, second printer shouts and says that, hey, I'm sitting idle, I'm good to get a new job, so if anyone is overloaded, please hand me over the jobs. And the first printer says, okay man, take these 4 jobs from me, and now both the printers have got the equal jobs to start continuing printing. So that leads to a kind of kind of resource optimization, and then saving a lot of time. And if the production in charge gets an intimation from the printers that these 4 jobs will now come on printer 2nd, not on printer 1, so the ecosystem gets complete. Now that all is very much possible by making the setup of IoT. IoT stands for Internet of Things. Internet of Things means where you're making the things, the non-living beings, the machines intelligent to start communicating with each other. So the case which I just now discussed is very much possible with the help of this IoT technique, where printers can start communicating with each other and can save time and can save resource pilferage. Yet another way in which artificial intelligence and machine learning can actually make the whole process optimized is by connecting all the machines with internet and be connected to mobile. There can be a mobile app, and every machine can start communicating with the mobile app. So generally, like what happens is during the machine breakdown or due to the scheduled maintenance of whatever reason, some pilferage happens on the shop floor. So the best technique as of now, the printers and business owners have, is that they can just have a look at the shop floor with the help of cameras. But that still doesn't solve the whole problem. Imagine a possibility where machine actually sends a notification to the printer on his mobile app telling that in last 1 hour, this was the amount of total run which was produced. So for example, if 10,000 prints had to be done throughout the day, so currently what happens is that at the end of the day, you discover that only 6,000 of prints were done. Now 4,000 prints is a sheer loss, and nobody can do anything about that. And instead of repenting at the end of the day about the loss which has incurred, imagine a possibility where the business owner gets to know that in last 1 hour, because the breakdown, we lost certain prints, so we have to act accordingly for the rest of the day, so that by the end of the day you achieve what exactly was targeted. So this is something which is already prevailing in a lot of other industries, and Ugasa has implemented such custom solutions to some of the other industry owners, and we have seen tremendous growth in the productivity after implementing such a solution. So the kind of layout what you just now see on the screen, that's the kind of thing which generally any common man will look at when he thinks about a printing industry. For us, this layout means exactly this. So what does this mean is that we connect the complete shop floor, all the machines with a backend. We deploy IoT. We make the machines intelligent. We do analysis. We do forecast. We create sensible reports and make an information available on any of the front devices. It can be a mobile app. It can be on your tablet screen. It can be on your desktop screen. It can be as easy as be on your even on your wristwatch, smartwatch, or on TV. So that you stay updated with the kind of information you need throughout the day. So that's what I have to actually share today, that this is coming and this is the next future, and we have to stay ready for Industry 4.0, because what the earlier speakers talk about is the bare minimum. We have to start doing that without wasting a single minute. In fact, after this conference gets over, and we should even start thinking about Industry 4.0 seriously for our businesses. So thank you very much. And you can reach out to me through email or through phone for any further discussions about it. And I'll be available during the QA session also for taking questions if you would have anything to discuss.
Thank you, Ashish ji. We were wondering if we would understand the terminology, artificial intelligence and all, but then from a printer, when we heard, I think you have simplified much of those terminology. So we understand sensors. We know our machines have sensors in the paper side, on the ink, and everywhere. But then IoT, Internet of Things, is the next advanced level of sensors, and that could also be used in our industry, is a message that we are getting from you. machine-to-machine communication. So we've seen automation in other industries. We've heard automation only with automobile industry, but you have told us that printing industry can also go into automation and see the results on the mobile, control and monitor with mobile apps as well. That was a good insight. I also understand that you're into chatbots. Can you give us a short note on what chatbots you're working on?
Oh, yes, beautiful. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to talk about that indeed, Madam Lakshmi. So we have our own proprietary platform, which is called Yubo. That's a virtual assistant, and it can be integrated into any website to make website intelligent. So what Ranjan and Vishnu told about the digital marketing. A bot is actually a piece of software which enhances the experience of a user when it gets integrated on your website. There is a little deeper insight about digital marketing. Google, where a particular user spends more time. So when you are doing your digital campaigns, so there probably other competitors also of the other printers who are probably doing the similar campaigns. Now Google wants to know like where the user spends more time. Now just imagine that your website has got a chatbot integrated on that, and what if the user lands on your website and spends more time there, so Google understands that, okay, I think that this website talks more sensible content about printing, and once the communication gets over with chatbot, we have our integration with Google AdWords and more. So that leads to your ranking higher in SEO. That is one, and second is that eventually leads saving money on Google Ads. So this is how this chatbot can help businesses in their digital campaign. That is one, and then second is that it has got speech intelligence also, which means that most of us are now aware of the kind of things which Alexa and Google Home are bringing, or like for that matter, now Apple has also brought Siri at home. So Yubo has also got the similar possibility. And where is the difference is that if you ask Alexa, what is the temperature in London today? Alexa will tell you that. But what is the run available or what can you print? Alexa cannot tell that. But Yubo can be made intelligent about your specific business. We specialize in making custom software solutions for any business. So if Yubo is being asked, what is the kind of, Sure.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next speaker. We have Mr. Naresh Godia with us. He's an MBA and a psychology graduate. He has about 20 years in information technology and software industry. He has founded several companies in IT, that's news for us, and in the education sector. He has been instrumental in setting up of the School of Liberal Studies in Gandhinagar. He has been appointed as a consultant for liberal studies, and he's the Vice President Business Development for On Print Shop. Since 2011, he has been implementing web-to-print technology to automate their business. He has worked with a number of SMEs and to some of the top 400 print service providers. I think he's an apt person here because we are more focused on SMEs. So he will have much information for us. They have some of the highlights are he has the capacity to identify each business and person profiles and help them to empower solve their challenges. And the company has won 3 awards in a row from 2016 to 18, the Must Seen and the Red Hot Technology Awards for Innovation. We would like to hear from you, Mr. Naresh. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Lakshmiji, for the introduction, and thank you, Kamalji, for having me on the panel. It's a pleasure talking, and it was a pleasure listening to all the panelists till now. Today, I will be talking on online print order management strategies during COVID-19. A lot of us would agree that today each and every print company, as even Kamalji was sharing, is the major question that is going on everybody's mind is how sales, production, and finance will get normal, because most of the customers today are either not operating or are operating at a very small production capacities. Other major challenge that print companies are going through is the workers or the team members who probably are part of the red zone or have moved back to native places. So basically, a lot of print companies who've been working with us have been also asking us this question again, and what needs to be done during this time. So we have been also researching on a lot of past data in terms of how successful companies have dealt with this kind of recessions, and there's a lot that could be talked about it, but I have just picked up two critical aspects that made a lot of sense and which has worked for a lot of companies. One was the flexibility to adapt in the changing environment, because we all agree that post-COVID, a lot of print products or a lot of companies might exist or might change the way they've been working. So there will be a need for even the print companies to change their strategies. So people who are ready to adapt and shift, as even Sunilji was mentioning, that a lot of digital transformation has already started happening, So, and second is investing in technology to improve process and reduce costs, because during recessions, the biggest hit takes is the financial management and the cost aspect of it. For example, I'll share you some interesting thing that my one print shop can help in during this time for print companies. As Lakshmiji mentioned, we have extensive experience working with a wide range of print companies across the globe, where we have more focused. We started with commercial printers to help them, go online, set up order management processes for the retail, their B2Bs and their reseller networks. And in process, we have helped them reduce their order management costs and increase sales. To be ways, I love to share some case studies which will help you to understand in more detail as to what we do and how we do. So this is one of our customers, Color Digital, who started as a very small 3 people company 19 years back, with a very basic print environment. Today they have offset machines, they have digital machines, they have a team of 16 people. But when they contacted us around 4 years back, they were going up and down with their sales team. Their sales as well as the production teams that they had. So their biggest challenge that they had in front of them was how to stabilize and increase sales. So as our strategy and our approach always has been to have a understanding of the print our customers profile, as to what they are doing, who are their key customers, their key products, how the orders are being processed, what is the number of people and cost going into those order processing, and how new sales is being generated. So after a lot of discussions, we came to a common consensus that we need to break down this project into two parts. Phase one, that we will focus on improving order management for existing customers, and phase two, that would then look at increasing sales. So what we did in phase one was we helped them launch their online store, typically where we set up their catalogs and their customer templates, because the whole idea was that their customers could easily estimate their or estimate the print orders on their own 24/7 from wherever they are working, and more important, process design online on their own depending on their templates. And once the order is being processed by the client, the order the software automatically generates the invoices, the job tickets, the shipping labels at the back end. So during the phase one, when we set up their first website, it helped them dramatically reduce the number of questions that were being asked during the initial quote by the customers. So they reduced almost up to 70% of the questions being asked. So there was a dramatic reduce in the manpower involved during the initial estimation process itself, and then during the second part, once the order was processed, because a lot of repetitive tasks got automated in terms of invoice generation and job tickets, which helped them to reduce up to 4 people from their existing structure. So this is what drove them to the next phase two, which was that how do we increase sales, and they decided to move from having a generic print approach to the niche, because during that period even the end customers were looking for more specialized printers, because as the technology is evolving, even customers need for personalized marketing and personalized experiences are increasing, and that is where they decided to launch 5 websites within 6 months. We helped them, and this was the flexibility that they got from on-print shop, because they could focus on multiple print products as well as multiple sales channels to give a very high-end experience. We can always discuss this thing where we help them launch photo books, calendars, NCR products, kit books. Other customers that we are working in India, you might be knowing them, Print Nation. They're one of the leading print providers in Mumbai. Again, they were more focused on B2B, and their focus was how they can even manage the small orders which are being processed right now from B2B, and they were facing a lot of challenge in engaging those orders. So that is where they wanted to set up B2B portals, and also to reach out to a larger nationwide print companies to manage nationwide and international orders, as was Mr. We were discussing earlier as well how today print companies are planning to expand, not only to their local markets, but to at the national and international level. So this is what the print nations need. Another very interesting aspect that we did for them was an international company launched a B2C website in India, but they are not into printing. So we integrated their API and the Print Nation's backend. So every order, maybe it's a 1 order, 10 order, or 1,000 orders that are being processed by that multinational B2C company, directly gets integrated into the backend of Print Nation. So which has really made them now process hundreds and thousands of orders, which in their traditional system was not possible. So this is actually what we have been doing for years. We really understand how offset printing and digital printing are different, how different print products work, and how different sales channels work. And our strength is really helping print companies really identify their challenges, and then find out how print order management system can really help. And not only selling I'm giving them a software, but we help them even implement the software through and through. Because the biggest challenge in technology is not investing in a technology, but really getting it implemented, because of change management, changing people from their regular processes or the traditional processes that they've been used to for years. It's a huge change management process. So those are the areas where we really specialize. We have very strong consulting approach and support system. So feel free to contact us to know more about your key business and how we can help you. And in today's time, for sure, the times are very, very difficult. We all know it's something which we are seeing for first time in 100 years. So it's not easy for print companies or anybody to predict. But what will matter is our attitude at the end of the day, and what we believe that every challenge is an opportunity, and which helps us to look at the solutions more than the problems. And that is where we are staying focused and taking actions to find out how we can help print companies, and how print companies can come up with innovative ways to deal with their customers. So it's a time where we really need to work together. And the best part that we see that after every such depressive times, the world has come out more stronger and more with double opportunities and double the speed. Like even if you look at 1991 India recession, since then we have been growing in to 7 to 10%. Our GDP has been growing. So we see a lot of hope, but it all depends on how you deal during this time. So the difference between a winning and a losing company would be depending on what you do during this time. A lot of our successful customers have already started working on their existing business, understanding the customers better, working on their databases, finding out their clients' needs, talking to them, finding out how their business are going to be impacted, or what next they are expecting from the print companies. A lot of them have already started researching and working on new opportunities that would evolve post COVID. And very, very important in today, the social distancing time, you need to have an alternative where you reduce the human touches and have an online presence, which is no more like an option, because till yesterday we were educating people about how online systems can really help. Like the other panelists even discuss how online users and internet penetration has grown, and how people are really depending on a lot of internet and digital interactions. So it's time to really take actions, start moving. Yes, there will be a lot of times we might get depressed, we might get lost in this process, listening to people talking to people every day. We listen to new stories, and it really sometimes feels that is the world coming to an end. So this kind of ups and downs of emotions will continue. But what matters is to stay focused. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope this small presentation, we had a very small time, so I was very fast. I apologize for the quick, overview that I could provide. And thank you so much. Stay safe, stay focused. Thank you, ma'am, for this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Nareshji. So you started off saying that change is essential and digital transformation is essential. You have emphasized that as well. And then you have done a very good study and have experience on how the SME printers work and what are their challenges. Uh, Cost estimation and order management is definitely an issue when it comes to printers. And you say when you go into an automation or a software based solution, then 70% of the questions that arise during the initial inquiry can be eliminated. That's a good insight. So many of us can definitely go into order management solutions. And the second is once we are through with that and we understand the system, we can focus on increasing the sales. You've also given us a case study of Print Nation, wherein there are possibilities of having digital solutions for B2C, B2B, and also scale it up to international business as well. That's a good one. Thank you, sir. We have the next speaker in line, Mr. Rajarajan. He's the managing director of Boston Creative Company. He started it in 2014. It is based out of US, Europe, Germany, Canada, and India. It sells more than 500 products worldwide. In 3 years, the company has reached $1 million revenue. He also owns a couple of food businesses and preschool and toy manufacturing company. He's one of the top suppliers for Amazon from India. You may wonder how and what Mr. Rajarajan has to tell us. We have a good news from Rajarajan. As printers, we will understand that we could immediately go online with our creative graphic art skills. Over to you, Mr. Rajarajan.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everybody. My name is Raj Rajan, and yeah, my overall thing is actually we do e-commerce. We are an e-commerce based company, and we sell some creative products through online. We don't have any physical stores or anything, so we just sell it in Amazon, Walmart, and eBay and Etsy kind of things. So other than that, during this pandemic period, see, we are new to this digital downloads and stuff like that. So because we dipped around 30 to 40% of sales, and we thought of so it's in my mind for a long time, but we couldn't figure out the correct period to execute it. So probably I will show you a couple of interesting facts how this digital downloads and how this things works, and if you have any questions after that, probably you can pitch into me. And yeah, so as we know, so we're all as printers, the digital designs are key factors for everybody. So even from the simple planners to diaries and whatever the cards, designing cards or whatever. So we design it and we print it and we throw the designs out. So this is what we do it, even we do it for a while, right? So actually we can make that designs into a template format and we can sell it in online, and there are hundreds and hundreds of people who is buying every day. Even I wonder why they're buying it, and instead of that, you can directly walk into any stores and print it. But actually, I'm talking about only in the US and UK market, not on the Indian markets. So since I was in US for 6-7 years, based on my experience, I'm sharing this. So there won't be any physical designers available in US as like India. So there everybody will be online people, and you have to communicate with them through the email and make them understand getting things done and get it back. This is, and again, the designers are pretty costly. They charge around minimum $40 to $50 per hour to get one designs done. So instead of that, so for example, if there is a if one person's daughter or son is getting birthday on next week or upcoming months, and they want to get the birthday invitations, and they cannot find the, and they may not have the expertise to find out the designers through Fiverr or anybody. And what they do is they directly go to etsy.com, and there are plenty of US based e-commerce platforms available for digital downloads. They directly go there and find out who's selling this kind of invitations in online. I'm just saying an invitation as a simple example, and there are plenty of other things are there. And they directly go to the shop, and they will say, they will pick the designs, and they will figure it out. I need, instead of this template name, I want to change it to my son's name, and could you send me the card? And so the designers will do that as a template model, and they will send it to the customer, and they get paid. So you wonder, I will show you the real screens, real factors. It's okay. So let me assume. Okay, so let's assume that is a template that's like a simple invitation, and how long it takes to design this. So it's a simple, just a typography one. So you just need to use the right font. That's the only thing you need. And you see this, there's the cost for this card is not a card. Actually, they don't sell the physical card, they just type this typography and they just sell it. It's almost $4.72. That is almost, in Indian money, it's almost more than 350 rupees, and so you could wonder how many people buy this. And if you just see in top before that title, so rosebud print design, that 854 sales happened probably in 1 year or 2 years. You can click that rosebud print design, ma'am. So you click that, yeah. You could see when he opened the shop and how much sales he could have made it. Yep. Yeah. So he started around 2009. He already made 1,000 sales, and you can see this. See their designs. It's very simple and elegant, and anybody can do this. Yeah, you can scroll down and you can see it. So this is just a simple downloadable format, and there are, so I'm talking about only the invitations, and there would be a thank you cards, and there would be a planners, and there'd be a font, and then be a SVG files. You can come down, you can go to the top and search like a planner. So see this this is almost like a $10, and I don't know what work it is involved. So you can, if you are a good designer, if you know Illustrator and Photoshop, you can design it in a couple of seconds, and so you can sell it for $10, and not for one person. You can use that template, and you can sell it for hundreds of people. Yeah, you can click that the first one, April 2020 planner, the Laurel Studio Design, first one. Yeah, this is a simple planner for a month. Okay, so for April month, they will just put a simple design on this, and they will, you see the ship, you see the price. So they don't send any physical planner or something like that. So it's just a design format. You can download as a PDF format, and you can print it on your own printer. So this costs almost $30. And even the physical planner in India, it would cost you around 300 to 400 rupees. But even I wonder why these people are buying it for $30, just a printable, one printing formats. And you can see that he have made almost 4,843 sales so far. And this is kind of a one shop, and there might be thousands and thousands of people who are selling this planners and invitations, fonts, cards, thank you cards, and some stuff like that. So yeah, there are hundreds and hundreds of things is available. So you can just go. So if you wonder what are the best selling things selling in US and UK market for the digital downloads, you can just Google it. You find the first three links which help you to do it. And if you're well versed in one of those areas, like let's say you are good at planning and you are good at whatever else, right? So if you're a printer, you must be good at some designing skills. So you can make use of your skills, and you can do it whatever you need. And yeah, so this is one of this thing that I would like to share.
Thank you, Mr. Rajarajan. That was wonderful. We never knew that each of our designs could, at one shot, a single design could give multiple orders and multiple sales like this. Thank you very much. So we have seen wide spectrum of speakers talking about a lot of ideas today. Let's see the question and answer session. So Mr. Vishal has asked, kindly share the tools which can be used to save data as mentioned during this webinar, saving data.
Thank you. Number one, if you are running a small shop and few people are coming to your store and you are generating some data, you can collect all the data in a simple Excel sheet if you have, or you can have benchmark. It has a free trial of up to 20,000 customers you can have there, and you can send emails to maybe 5,000, 10,000 customers free. After that, they charge some minimal amount. So roughly, I remember if you pay 50,000 rupees, you can send out to 50,000 customers how many email you want, and all the data is kind of captured there. You can also connect, if you have a website, you can connect your lead capture form to the tools like Benchmark, Netcore, Cheetah Mail, MailChimp, and a lot of such platforms are there, where whosoever is coming into your business, it is getting recorded at the tool level, and you can define an automation saying, if anyone has come for the first time, you can say thank you for the order. If someone has purchased something, you can say thank you. If someone has not coming to you for more than 30 days, there is a different communication. If someone has not coming to you for buying something for 120 days, then you can send a different communication. Someone who has lost you lost that as a customer, then you can send a different communication. So all that you can define, you can automate, and the engine will do the job automatically. So you can give more discount to a person who has left you, and you can give a very little discount to someone who is still a customer, right? So all that is very much possible to capture. Yeah, so I think that will help. If you have anything else, I can answer.
Vishal,
Mr. Andy Khan is asking whom can we contact for EFI solutions. So we request all panelists to put your contact details, whichever detail on the chat for everybody to take a look.
I think already people are given, and I would like to tell the audience that in the chat, the detail of all the panelists is there, and if you wish to contact them directly on the subject or for further details, you can do it.
Can you please mention the name of the online print shop with the subscription model that you mentioned?
Sure. I'll do you want to answer me in the question box so I can drop in the link out there?
You can put the link there.
Put the link.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the general one for all participants.
Sure.
Yeah, I have also shared EFI website also, which allows subscription.
The next question is, can AI-based virtual assistants and chatbots also help in print industry?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So definitely, virtual assistants can help any industry, and in print, I can foresee a very good usage of virtual assistants on websites to make the websites intelligent websites rather than just the static websites. So that is one way of implementing it. And then second is making the virtual assistants as the first phase to communicate with the prospects instead of humans taking the first call. Yeah.
We have another question. If I'm press owner and want to stabilize a 4.0 industry, printing industry, what should I do initially and how can I? Basically, he wants to know how to enter into 4.0. I think we can have the view from each panelist.
So this is Sunil. Should I start?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it is a printing press, right? And it is a commercial printer, most likely, and probably the type of products they may have is a combination of books or brochures or advertising banners, printing, and things like that, I guess, right? So we don't have a lot of details, but if it is a commercial printer, if you traditionally, especially what we have seen in India, SME type of commercial printers, their orders comes from contacts, word of mouth, and calling people and developing extensive personal network. But in times like this, as well as into the future, it is harder to do that, right? And how do you scale your business, right? And so that's when a solution which would allow you slowly but steadily scale the digital the digital barrier, because a lot of them are not very familiar with it. So either you can go with standalone individual pieces like a separate cross media campaign product, or a separate web to print product, or a separate production efficiency improvement product, and all of that, right? And shipping and solution. A variety of products are available. In fact, all the speakers talked about it, right? Including on print shop and things like that. Also, you can potentially look at an end-to-end solution, which allows you to start getting in front of the customers to begin with publishing your products in a customized fashion. Let's say, for example, it is brochures or even birthday cards and designing things and things like that, right? So you could use solutions, including EFI or market direct storefront solution, which allows you subscribe to a small module, which will give you a website, which is called a virtual print shop, and publish your products, and then do the search engine optimization and things like that, which you can automatically do. You don't need to know any digital technology. So when somebody types in Google, your product will come up on top of there, and then you click on that end customer, it'll come to your print shop, and that print shop where you've published your product, they can customize it, because let's say the birthday card or whatever we talked about earlier, and there will be design online available within the product itself. You customize it, the end customer, and then place the order, pay digitally through a variety of payment gateways, credit cards and Google Pay and all of that type of things. And then the order comes to your backend, which is your print shop, really, the press, right? And there you can now manage the order traditionally through whatever you're already doing, or you can potentially use a small MIS or a management information system, which would allow you to more efficiently track your orders, schedule them, produce them, and ship it on time, so that and then you can track them. And also, as many people talked about, contact these customers if they're not coming back to you automatically through cross media, right? Create campaigns which will allow them, okay, hey, we have a promotion on these type of products for the next month. Do you want to place orders and you have a discount and things of that nature, right? So there are a lot of things you can do, but potential start point could be an online presence. Start small and look at your products and what's the audience, because the question doesn't carry what is the industry they are in. Yes, print means you could be in newspaper print, right? So what it is, if we know a little bit more, then we can guide them more.
So I would like to add on more on that question. So definitely what Sanil just now said is certainly the starting point. But then if he's already through with that and thinks to go for the next step in Industry 4.0, so the best and the easiest and the quickest way is to make just a couple of his machines intelligent, which can be good to communicate with the mobile apps. So for example, and it is not a big task. It doesn't take too much of time also, indeed, because most of the machines right now, if you talk about any of those latest ones, may that be for Heidelberg, Manroland, or for that matter, if we talk about Indian manufacturers, then Manograph. So these kind of machines are already coming with counters, the digital counters, and we can just integrate some chips in the machines to start getting this information from the machine with the help of internet, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth, and the business owners can be updated about the regular functioning of the press on their mobile phones itself. So that's the easiest and the quickest way to enter into Industry 4.0 and start getting benefit out of that.
Can I add to this? Yeah. Basically, when you talk of 4.0, and as you mentioned that we have a major SME print companies right now. So the SME print companies right now have two major challenges in terms. One, is the biggest challenge that they're facing is retaining their existing customers. There's a lot of turnover going on, and the other challenge is getting new clients. So the need of the hour that every print company is going through is how to increase the retention ratio for them from their existing customers, how to increase repeat business from the existing clients. So I would like to share some ideas as to what the 21st century print companies are already started doing in terms of giving a very highly personalized experience to their customers. Because today what happens, if you look in the traditional environment, customers just call you on the phone for asking estimations, and then they give that same call to 10 other people at the same time, and whosoever offers the best pricing or best information at that point of time, they just migrate. And this is how it has been happening. So even your existing customers have a lot of turnover. They're moving from here and there. See, the whole idea is how do you build a more better relationship with your customer. How do you make him feel special? Provide him an environment where you are simplifying his or her life during the order processing. So a lot of our customers have already started setting up this kind of portals, and not only portals, but I'll give you an interesting example where, like if you look at this B2B portal, what they have done is they've tried to set up their customers' key products and key templates out there. So when the customer logs in, he does not have to keep doing the same process with other print companies, which has been doing earlier. So on a click, they can process repeat orders and even look at the new products that have been implemented in front of them. Like one of the ideas that one of our customers has done recently, so in spite of the slowdown, they've been increasing business because they've launched new products. So another aspect of the business for SME printers is the flexibility that I was talking about, to be able to launch in the all services pertaining to the current scenario. So this is the need of the hour, where they are trying to give specialized how you can provide personalized experiences to your customers. How can you simplify their ordering process and make their life easy? It's all about how you really help your customers grow. Any printer now is no more a printer, but probably I put them, they are like communication experts. They're helping their customers to market better. They're helping them to process, get their clients' business grow. So it's all about changing the attitude from being a printer where you only talk pricing with your customers. You're now working as a consultant to talking about how you can really help them grow their business, how you can give them better ideas to connect to their clients. And so that is the need of the hour, and that's what a lot of our successful print companies are doing. They're trying to set up very personalized print portals depending on their target audience. Like one of the, I'm extremely sorry I could not share the PPT. In fact, I had missed. This is where one of our customers has put up 5 different websites to give their existing customers a very specialized experience. So they're selling for book and booklets and stationery. They're selling NCR products. They're selling calendars, kit books. But every time any customer who is looking at photo book and wants to come on the photo book website, he feels he gets an extraordinary experience because the designer studio is matching the photo book requirement. The need of the hour, how you can really personalize, how you can have more flexibility, because this customer could launch 5 websites in 6 months, when he realized that the market is moving towards more personalized marketing. It's more about giving specialized impact. And so that's the call of the hour. So I hope I could give some insights. Thank you so much.
What are the simple ways in which you can enhance SEO without spending on outside consultants? Probably Anjan could answer. This is from Mr. Uday Dote.
Oh, great. Number one, whether you have a website, you don't have a website, still you can do SEO. Basically, what does it mean is you have a visibility on Google where 1 million searches are happening every month, and people are asking for help from printers. If you don't have a website, you can go to Google My Business listing. You can list your business. You can optimize. You can put more and more information on the Google My Business listing, the photographs, the product, the service timing, and the location, and more information there, the better. You ask your customers to review your business there on the Google My Business, so that it is getting featured on Google, even if you don't have a website. Now, in case you have a website, then it is fantastic. You should have a blog, and you should start putting some original content on the blog. Start showing the real hard work you guys are doing. Maybe the packaging, how you're folding the paper, how you're printing, all that you can start writing. What are the catalogs you have? What are the functionalities you have? In a very simple plain English you can write. Quick tips if I will tell you while writing the blog is the first starting step if you want to do an SEO. Put a pointer, bullet points like 1 2 3 4. Format it nicely. It should be readable, and just full all text doesn't help. Keep some pictures one after another so that it is very easy to understand what I'm reading. That will be your first step. And go to Google Keyword Planner tool. It is a free tool. Google Keyword Planner tool. You go and you start typing 10 keywords which is relevant to your business, like offset printing nearby me, or invitation card printing service nearby me, or bulk printers nearby me, or bulk printers in Delhi. Whatever the keyword which you think can bring business to you, you go and type those 5 6 keywords in Google Keyword Planner tool. You download the sheet. You see that what are the keywords which you know will give your business. Those keywords, using those keywords, you write articles. So whatever the article you're writing, those keyword has to be in it. So this is the very first basic step of writing the article. And then there is a very simple way of linking and sharing. So the more and more your website is shared, the more and more your blog is shared on social media and other places, the reputation of your website goes high. And when the reputation of your website goes high, that means the Google is now liking you. So the very basic bread and butter of Google is, if a customer is coming and searching for an information, and if Google is able to provide information to that customer, then Google is running the show. So every website has to make sure that Google is liking your website. Now, Google will like your website if you give concise, crisp information to a person who may need some help or information regarding that. Moreover, if you afford to get into podcast and video and PDF and GIFs, the more and more such thing you upload on your website, the ranking goes much higher, much easier, because there you will have an easy fight. In the text format, if you're writing something and then you're fighting, it is a very tough fight. You can't fight that battle because everyone is doing the same. If I want to ease out your battle, what you can do is you can focus on videos, you can focus on podcast. Simple, on your laptop you can record, on your smartphone you can record. No need to think of a studio and all that stuff. So doing all these small techniques, I think that will help you. The most important, if you have a website, you must be having images. Optimize the images, and make sure that the images have an alt text behind it, and Google will rank it. And once the images will rank, people will see you when they are searching something related to the requirement of getting a printing done. So I think that will suffice.
I would like to
Wonderful.
just say two words. Just say two words to people who wanted to know what just now Anjan said. Uh, Consistency is very much required if you're doing SEO. So what all Anjan just now said makes a perfect sense. But then to see the actual results coming in, you will have to be patient and you need to be consistent. Yeah. So
It is from Prakash Kansar. His question is, if someone wants to start the design website like the one you displayed, does one have to patent the designs also?
Actually, it does not require a patent or trademark for that. So basically, if you start selling a unique product, let's say you are designing something very unique, and you feel that the other people are copying it, even you can report it to. It's actually what we are currently selling it on the marketplaces. So you can report to the marketplaces like an Etsy, Amazon kind of thing, and they will remove it. And if you really think that I need to be patent, you can do it, but it's not mandatory to do the trademark, because the trademark process is very time consuming process. It takes nearly 1 year, and it involves almost 20 to 30,000 rupees to get the patent done. So I don't think it's required for simple digital downloads, but if you want, you can.
Thank you. And one for Naresh. It is from the small printers. How can you help them? Because you are doing the online printing business, how the printers lying in different cities of India can be benefited from you?
See, basically, what we've been helping and what we can help in terms is one, we do a lot of personal consultation as well. So if a printer really wants to understand as to how his business can be digitized or what strategies they could go about really launching an online print store or an online website, we can do a personal consultation with them, understanding their needs, because as I mentioned, every print business or has their unique proposition, and they have their unique challenges as well. So it needs to be answered one to one. Other, if you want to do some kind of a detailed demo or an more detailed case studies, also we can do a similar kind of a webinar again, specially organized for those specific target specific segment of print companies, because we work with wide format, we work with photo books, we work with packaging, we work with digital printers, we work with labels and commercial print, the stationery and marketing printers. So we have very, very unique propositions, and we have a lot of case studies which are very unique to specific target audience, and which can really help them understand how the successful printers globally are using this ideas, which are very simple to implement and can make a very dramatic change. As I mentioned, one of our customers right now is overloaded with print business, where the whole world is really struggling for print. And these are not one. We have number of such printers, and how they have implemented, and they are so open. We can even get those print companies on the webinar to talk about how they have, because they really want to help other print companies as well. So we can really do those kind of webinars also, where we can get those guys to talk about as to how a small print company can implement with least of investment and least of people involved in the whole process. We also have ready to use web to print, where the products are already there, catalogs are ready, and with a very, very limited cost, where we work at $8,000-9,000 a month kind of solutions are also available. So which can really, really upgrade your experience with your customers, strengthen your confidence during this time. So there are a lot of things that we could do, and we would love to have a more one-to-one interactions or group discussions, which Kamalji and Lakshmiji you can further organize, and we would be more than happy. We have a lot of research which we are ready to share with everybody at any point of time. We genuinely want to be part of this tough time and work as a synergy. So it's not about only buying on-print shop or working with on-print shop. We can really, really help sharing a lot of knowledge sharing and data and information, which could be useful in defining the next strategy. So we are very open. Whatever we could and we can, we are ready to. So even you can ask them to give their ideas, any suggestions they have. We are more than happy to be part of it. We don't print. We are basically IT partners. We don't do any printing. We only work as IT partners with print companies. Yeah, we surely help them connect. There are a lot of, we have more than 1,000 customers, and a lot of customers, what even Senil mentioned, are our clients. We can't name them because of the NDAs that have been signed with us. But we work with some of the global names right now, providing them highly custom built solutions and technologies. And we also work, so we have been trying to connect them. If there are inquiries, there are structures, we really pass on those inquiries. So if you can directly synergize with those kind of print companies, because today you don't need to invest in every kind of machine. Like a lot of our customers, like the example that I gave you, they have offset and digital machines both, but still they are outsourcing 50% of their print to other print companies, because every day new products and new challenges are coming in. So they're synergizing. So we can surely help them synergize in those aspects. But we don't print. We are absolutely IT partners, So we are not into printing jobs at all.
Sanilji was talking about industrial printer being installed at the other end of their EFI solution. Probably is that what you're asking for? How it can be connected to?
Yeah, I'm not very sure if I understand the question. See, there is a concept of trade printers, right? Meaning, if let us say there is a large order comes in, and a part of the order I can produce and fulfill, and then the rest of them I cannot do that. So That'll be done by typically trade printers. Like in the US, there is a big one called 4over. That is just pure trade printing. And there are ecosystems like that in the outside world. Again, we don't, we are either producing software or hardware. We don't really produce the actual, printed materials, right, or the packaging materials. So there may be, our in our India ecosystem also potentially there are, companies which connects to each other, meaning some I can produce and the rest somebody else produces, and then the front-ending company ships it white label, right? So, but our solutions actually support that. And in fact, Forover is a customer which we have, which a lot of front-ending companies would produce certain things which they can produce in their shop, and then rest it automatically goes to these large production houses. They produce and ship it back to the to where the customer is or the printing company. So those type of ecosystems exist outside, but I'm not very sure about India.
To add to Sunil, yeah, he's absolutely right. Like for trade, we work with a lot of trade printers, to support their technology requirements. We have even integrated 4over APIs in our solution, because a lot of your customers who work on print shop, basically, they use the 4over API to push the printing to 4over, So internationally is absolutely right. We work with a lot of trade printers where we have set up, and the trade printers have again set up thousands of small shops supporting them in their print needs and structures. In India, still we don't have any major structure which is working on a technology, like Uber. So there's a lot of scope of similar structure in India as well.
If a printer has to go online, an existing printer, what is the simplest mean for the existing customer to get an order on a different city in India? How will he get an order from a remote city in India?
Okay, so you don't need to have a website, you don't need to have an IT expert, no team, nothing. The very first starting step is there is already a huge demand on a very basic channel, Google search engine, where I looked at the data, 1 million searches every month, more than 1 million. You can set up a simple AdWords campaign, a click to call campaign. You are sitting at your home and you will be getting orders every day, 50 to 100 to 1000 orders you can scale. You take those orders, you note it down, and you deliver it, you ship it. So taking the order is very much easy. I mean, people can drive calls on your simple mobile phone, orders will come to you. If you want orders from US, UK, UP, Uttarakhand, wherever in the world, we know who is looking for your service, and you can get connected to that person virtually, and you will get straight orders. And then slowly you know that, okay, generating a lead is costing me, let's say, 100 rupees or 200 rupees. Slowly that 200 will keep on declining to 180, 150, 100, and once the system gets matured, it may come to even 40 rupees or 50 rupees. To give an example, Domino Pizza, we were doing crores of online ordering every day. We were selling at cost per selling one pizza, it was roughly around 180 per order. We reduced it to 24 rupees. So, and one average order basket value is roughly 530 rupees in India, 530, 550 rupees per order basket value.
Anjanji, what was the starting point? Click to call campaign. What's that?
Yeah. Click to call campaign is, you don't have a website, you still want an order, no digitization is done for your business. Anyone who is going on Google and they're searching, saying,
Searching what?
They're searching, let's say, invitation card printing services, or book printing services, or visiting card printing. All these searches are happening. Okay, so when these searches are happening, and you need to decide which search you can cater to, what kind of a business. Maybe you're not into book printing, you're only into visiting card, greeting card, and ID card, and all these cards. So you can only focus on those keywords, and the moment the searches are happening, the first result will be your. After that, all the result will come, and the first result, there will be a button to click, and the call will get connected to your phone, and then you can talk to the person and note down the order.
Yeah, so basically, along with this, what Anjan mentioned, it's very interesting in terms where the small micro print companies can really get benefited. Along with that, they can have, a lot of social media pages, a lot of free tools are already available out there, which they need to really register online, create their own business presence and create some kind of, because people are also looking for trust. Because once they call, they want to know how authentic the print provider is, or what their experience is other people, so they can also use feedbacks. And because 70% of sales that happen online also depends on the reviews that people give. People want to check the reviews. So these are small exercises. They will still have to put in some efforts on LinkedIn and Facebooks and some kind of Google business pages, which are very simple to set up. Anybody can do it. They just need to do those kind of, and probably those could be a beginning. And then probably the next step would be us in terms of the where they can then look at where we have shipping modules integrated, where once you get an order, you also have at the back end shipping companies tied up, so the shipping company can pick up. We have clients who are getting orders from the remotest villages of South India, which they could have never imagined, and this client of ours is sitting in Hyderabad or in somewhere in North India, Delhi, Bangalore. So they are getting orders from across the country, and they're processing it very well. Yes, for sure, it needs a lot of effort. Nothing is just off the hook. It needs to be understood that today how in online you have to build trust, because in regular business you build trust by talking in person, but in online you will have to create certain awareness or certain kind of profiles, which will, so they will have to put in some efforts, and we can surely help. As Anjan said, they are there to help, we are there to help. We can always team up and help, to do basic things. We can prepare a small 10 pointer, which I can take help of Anjan also, because he's an expert on this, where we can give them just free tools, a white paper kind of stuff, and share with them that these are the first steps that they can do just to process orders online and then ship it to their customers.
I would also like to add one more thing here for the sake of good for printers. So there's one thing which is very important for everyone to understand, that Google AdWords or Facebook ads, they give you an option to select the area where you want to advertise yourself. So that means, like, if you're sitting in, say, for example, somewhere in North India, and you want to pick up business only from the northern territory of the country, and you don't want people from South India to see you, so even that is very much possible. And you can even define the kind of age group and the kind of industry segment where you want to target in yourself. If suppose you do such printing which makes perfect sense for hospitality domain, for example Domino's, or if you do have food chains and you don't want automobile people to look at you, so even that is also possible. That in turn saves you money, gets you the targeted audience to look at you, and then give you the straight business. So there are major advertising yourselves when it comes to paid advertisement. One is through Google Ads and second is through Facebook Ads. And there is a minor difference between the two. So Google Ads is like it is full advertisement where somebody searches for you and then you get a result. And Facebook ad is where you do not nobody is searching for you, but still you come in front of them, and then they make their mind to talk to you. And I propose that you should actually go for both of these simultaneously. And this is tried and tested. Millions of people are already doing it, and this really results in business. So you should do it as fast as you can.
Thank you very much to all of you, and for sparing the time. It is very nice. Definitely, the subject is very vast, and we'll have to invite you again and again. And as Naresh suggested, we will organize a specific seminar on web to print. Soon we'll plan for that, and I will trouble you once again, Naresh, for that, all other people also. And thank you, madam, for doing this wonderful work, and definitely without you, it is not possible. Thank you very much to all, and soon we'll meet again. So wish you best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you to all the speakers.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks a lot. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.